Hi everyone, it's your girl Whitney Luna, and the topic of today is you weren't happy before your twin flame. And this is for the people that are in soul shock, that are maybe depressed, just really feeling down after separation. And I know how that feels and I know how confusing it can be, but I'm going to give an example of what I believe the twin flame experience I guess really is, or what it does to you. So imagine you live in like a swamp and that's all you know. So you're not happy, you're not sad, it's all you know and you're content with it. Everyday life just kind of being a little bit more gloomy and just, muddy grounds, but that's all you know. So you can't complain about it because you don't know what it's like outside of that, right? You meet your twin flame, suddenly you experience this amazing love. They take you out, they clean you, they change your clothes, give you a makeover, whatever it is. They take you to different parts of the world. You see these beautiful places and suddenly it ends. And that's what I consider the whole twin flame experience to be. You're put back where you were before and suddenly things that once made you happy don't make you happy anymore because you're like, I can't live here after seeing all that, after experiencing all that. I can't live here. I've heard of people who were in relationships and they meet their twin flame and they're like, I thought I was in love and now I realize it isn't love. And I don't want to say that that's not love, but it's just you experience love on a much deeper level. You experience life on a much deeper level. Like I said in my twin flame video, suddenly everything was brighter and more beautiful, and just things that I didn't see beauty in before, suddenly I see beauty in it. Things that once made me happy suddenly don't make me happy anymore. Like little things like, I used to have sometimes I still do have a bad habit of just scrolling on my phone. Suddenly now I'm like, I don't want to sit and scroll on my phone. I need to go out and do things. I need to be productive. That's the whole twin flame experience. They pull you out of this, I guess maybe to a degree monotonous life, or just what you think makes you happy. And then you're put back and you're like, suddenly none of this makes me happy anymore. And that's the universe's way of helping to get you more in alignment with your higher self. It's not the person. I kind of want to say it's like an appetizer before the meal. You experience what life would be like if you are in alignment, right? If you are in alignment, you're high vibrating, things that once bothered you don't bother you anymore. You're experiencing life with extreme sensory, like heightened sensory to a degree. Just things are so different. That's how life will be like when you're in alignment, right? It's not that you need to be around that person in order to feel that way. They just kickstarted the Kundalini. They were just, the lighter to the candle wick, I guess you could say. That's the appetizer before the meal. That's like the universe saying, okay, you can have this, but you need to get into alignment. Not that life before was wrong or bad, but you just weren't in alignment with who it is that you were meant to be on this life. And over time, you may not have noticed, but over time, as you get further and further off the path of where you're meant to be, you most likely develop bad habits that really don't raise your vibration. Not necessarily that they're bad, but they're not in alignment with who you are. So say, your favorite thing to do was on Fridays to go to the bar with your friends and just have a few drinks. Suddenly, going to the bar and having a few drinks just doesn't cut it for you anymore. You're not happy. Why? Because alcohol generally lowers your vibration. Not saying that you have to cut it out completely, but I'm just saying that a lot of things that once worked aren't going to work anymore because you're of a higher vibration now, or you felt that higher vibration and you don't, being in that lower vibration just isn't comfortable like it once was, right? So suddenly you're not drinking anymore. Scrolling on your phone just seems so pointless and feels like you're wasting your time. Dietary changes. These are all things that the universe is pushing you to do. And yeah, just having union or something is not going to create these changes. You need to create these changes. Speaking from experience, when I knew things needed to end and suddenly I started to fall off and I wasn't keeping with certain things that kept me in a higher vibration, right? And the universe knows that. That's why they cause the soul shock. So you're like, what do I do? What do I do? No, you need to relax and you need to get in touch with your higher self. You need to get in touch with source and you need to make some changes in your life. And, that's not to say that you need to become a saint. Like for me, I love Jack Daniels on the rocks. That's like my favorite drink in the world. But I definitely don't drink like I did when I was in my early 20s, and I barely drink now. It's more something that I do maybe once a year, and even then it's like one drink. You know, that's just for me. But for you, it may be entirely different. Maybe just on Fridays, you just have a couple beers, and that's fine. You know, it's really about getting into the rhythm and figuring out what works for you. You know, another guilty pleasure of mine, I love fries. I love fried French fries, you know, but it's not something that I can eat every day, but it's something that I can do every once in a while. You know, I can have some French fries here and there and just really enjoy it. But still keep that balance of eating well and, you know, getting proper rest, drinking enough water each day. Like, and it's easier said than done, especially when you've developed bad habits over the years that kind of put you back into that lower vibrating state, you know, because what do a lot of people do when they're going through separation and they need that comfort? They often go back to the negative things that lowers their vibration. Like I've heard of some people say, oh, you know, I notice my twin flame is drinking now and they're doing all this stuff. And, you know, that's something that they need to find within themselves. That's something that you need to find within yourself. You know, you need to find the strength to step into who you are and stop believing that moving backwards and going backwards in time and having, you know, getting this person back is going to change that for you. No, these are all things that you need to do within yourself, because although the universe loves you, I truly believe that it's going to be your harshest, I don't know, can I say harshest critic? It's going to be the one that doesn't give you the sympathy that you need. It's going to kind of kick you in your butt when you need it. You know, but when you're on the right path, it will be there. The signs will be there. You know, say you're on your way home and you're just feeling so down and out because you're not happy at your job anymore and it's driving you crazy. And you have this thought where you're like, you know, I always liked making cakes and like putting cute designs on them, you know, and you're just kind of thinking of that. And then a car drives by and you see repeating numbers, or you see a billboard with like, come apply here. You know, those signs will be there if you're willing to be receptive and be open to them, right? Go to the bakery and apply. Maybe open your own bakery. Like, the possibilities are endless on this journey. The universe doesn't want you exhausted and tired and depressed. That's just its way of saying you're not in alignment. And it's not the greatest feeling, especially being exhausted all the time and just feeling lost, but that's how the universe gets your attention. Twin flame, it got your attention. Soul shock, okay, we really got your attention. Okay, repeating numbers, you know, you met somebody who wants to offer you a job at a place where you've always wanted to work. Okay, the universe got your attention again. You need to pay attention to these things, right? And stop thinking about the past, the future, what if, how, what. No, it's time for you to think about the present, be in alignment with who you are, and truly being happy with who you are, without outer noise, right? And it will take time, you know, it may take a year, 2, 3, whatever, but it's really like the universe does have your back, and it's really about being receptive, you know, pay attention to dreams, pay attention to synchronicities, all that, because I really want you to be happy in this life, you know, and not be depressed and not be suffering from soul shock and not be in pain, because it is the absolute worst feeling. It is the worst feeling. So I think that's it for this video. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. I love you guys so much. Take care.